Stay in your lane. We are not the same. We cannot explain. Things about to change. Cause we run the game. Cause we run the game.
Howdy doody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another new form community event with me, your host, Brandon Groce, and our awesome co-founder, Kole Jain. We're super excited to have you guys here. And before we get into everything, Kole, how you doing, brother?
I'm feeling good, Brandon. How about you?
I am excelente, as you know, because I've said several times this morning. And the excitement has sent me to the bathroom several times, but nobody needs to know that. Anyways, what we have going on here today, if you guys are unfamiliar with what we have going on, I'll explain it for those of you guys who are our fam, are from our new form Discord community, and who follow us on daily web design and UI UX daily tips. You guys are very familiar with what we do each and every month at the end of each month. Every month we have a design challenge. We give a theme to you guys, and you guys go off to the races for about 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending on the month. And you guys create awesome designs submitted back to our community. And at the end of each month, we essentially grade and basically put them in first, second, third, and honorable mention, and a top overall site that is created in Wix Studio. We kind of put placements on them, and we have a cash prize pool of over $2,000. Top Wix site gets $1,500. You have to make a Wix site to be in that bracket. We have everything under that can be anything. It can be in Wix Studio, it can be in Framer, it can be in Figma, it can be in Canva. It doesn't really matter as long as it's awesome. And we have a first, second, and third place in that, and we have our honorable mentions, which just gets to be showcased as well. And for some of you guys who have been around with us for quite some time, we started a beginners division this month, which is absolutely awesome, because even though there's not a cash prize associated with them, it is for you guys to submit your work, get feedback from me and Kole, whether it's on the live stream or directly after the live stream in our design and chat, which is a full hour plus, where you get to be in a small knit community, and we can go exactly into how you can improve your design and work with you on how you can actually move things. We get into the nitty gritty. So with that being said, today we are going to get into who our first, second, and third place winners are, who our top Wix Studio winner is, and we're going to go through some of the beginner divisions projects as well and give feedback. And on top of that, I love to see all of you guys who have participated in the live stream, whether you guys are on YouTube and or on Instagram. If you guys want to join us on YouTube, you can just comment if you're on Instagram, YouTube in the live chat, and we'll automatically send you a DM to the link on our YouTube channel for you guys to join us. With that being said, this month we have the theme being software design. So really all the designs that you're seeing here today will be software themed, whether it's somebody created their own software, they remade a software, or just created something from scratch or remade something that already exists. We got quite a few awesome pieces, so I'm super excited to share with you guys today. All right, Kole, I want to say hi to you guys in the chat. We have Personal Vic. What's going on? We have our one and only Kole in the chat. We have Hampus. What's going on? We have Maeve. Howdy doody. Good to see all of you guys here on YouTube. Again, if you guys want to conversate with us and you guys are on Instagram, pop on over to YouTube, because that's where all the chat is going to ensue. All right, Kole, to give me time to think a little bit, is there anything you would like to say before we get into just looking into our honorable mentions and then hop into the beginners division to take a deeper look at their projects? Thoughts on this month's challenge?
Yeah, there's some really strong contenders. Me and Brandon were fighting over who should get first, second, and third in our top studio winner. We had some serious back and forth, but I think we've got it sorted out. And stick around to the end if you want to know what our theme is for next month ahead of time, and participate for next month. Let's do it, Brandon.
Let's do it. All right, guys. So first off, we are going to run through our honorable mentions. And so give me a quick second to pull up the list over here. So first off, and this one was a tricky one. This one was, and it's just to showcase this. Let's go ahead and pull it up on the screen really quick. And again, if you guys are having a hard time seeing any of this stuff on Instagram, again, pop over to YouTube because that's where the magic is happening. And very quickly, before I continue, let me go ahead and pop. I got to see the chat myself. We got Keisho in the chat saying hello, hello. We have Maeve. I just wanted to say hello. We got Hampus. There we go. I wanted to pop those things up on the chat really quick. Let me see here. Sorry, guys. Quick little technical difficulty. And there we go. All should be fine. All right, so this was made by, if I recall, let me see. This is Kritik Sharma. This was, I saw this about 2-3 times because I knew I was missing something. And actually, let me go ahead and full screen this on YouTube. But this was amazing. Not only just from the hover effects that we have back here, this is very subtle back here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. It's a nice little, I can't even explain, but there's like little favicons, or just little icons that are following and changing as the mouse is being moved. On top of that, we have the robot following the mouse. Same thing with the second robot here. And I'm really curious if this was a spline or if this was just all, if this was hard-coded. Kole, when you saw this, what did you think?
I'm pretty sure it's spline, Brandon.
You think it's spline?
I put money on it. We can check in the inspect. Yeah, I can't tell.
You can't tell?
No. But
because
I bet you it is.
I assume this piece would be, but the piece in the back, that's really interesting.
Although I'm seeing in the code Unicorn Studio. So that might be the background, actually. I bet you that is for the background. And then I'm pretty sure that they use what's called spline for the actual 3D.
Yeah, I think that, there is a lot of people utilizing Unicorn Studio now. I haven't gotten into it myself. I know Hardik, if you guys are familiar with Hardik in our community, Hardik, and I also think there's one other person that is a huge advocate of Unicorn. Actually, out of curiosity, how many people in the chat have used Unicorn successfully? And while I am, so actually let's just read through this. The creative power of you, amplified by Wix AI. So what I liked about this piece is not only, honestly, I got stuck in the effects of this. I really just wanted to scroll down, and the concept totally passed my mind. And I was just very much like, these pieces were sexy. The stacking cards, Genesis, Architect, Creator, Validator, Evolve, just the scaling of these. The nice sort of target that was created, or bullseye that was created. And this wasn't it. So the first time I went to this site, guys, I was not only blown away, but I missed two huge things. And it was these bits. I just thought these were dashboards and like a canvas. I thought they were just like hover buttons, right? I was like, oh, cool. There's a lot of interactions here. But I literally clicked into these. They literally built like a dashboard. It's not like it's not operable, but the fact is they could make it operable if they so chose. Mm-hmm. So they have a project dashboard, and on top of that, they also have a canvas dashboard. They literally made like, what is the word that I'm looking for? Cole, what is the word where it's just like you faked it, but it's there?
Like
it's
a
not
prototype?
even really fake. Like this is an actual prototype where you could probably, this is another thing. They actually even had tooltips for the freaking like magic prototype tool, magic typography, magic fill, quick AI edits. Like this was the top pick for our honorable mention. This was very much in depth, and it was honestly fighting with third place that we have. Like basically as we go through this, and I know I'm talking a lot, but literally all of honorable mention, our first, second, and third place winners, and even the top Wix site were all fighting. And me and Kole had to come on early today to reevaluate, like, are we okay with what we're choosing, and who we're choosing to be in the placement. So this was really tough. But the fact that they were able to build out a landing page describing a tool. And not just that, but actually build out the dashboard for the tool and the canvas for the tool. Absolutely insane.
This is nuts, Brandon. Yeah, they
Yes.
did a fantastic job here. And honestly, like I look at this, especially the prototypes that they've done here, and it really gives me like Figma vibes almost, and it could totally be a real product in the real world. So they've really, I'd say they've outdone themselves. They were absolutely fighting for a spot on the podium, and they've done a great job here.
I agree. So we're going to do one more honorable mention, then we'll roll into our beginners division, and then we'll roll back up to our top sites and top Wix site. Up next, we have Pragathi, one of the peeps who are consistently in our honorable mention in top 3. So this was a weather app. And let me just make sure that this is popping up on the screen. Beautiful. Awesome. So master the elements, predict the unpredictable. Trusted by 10K professionals, AI-powered insights for smarter decisions. I really loved the weather labs. I really wish that I got all of this in one hero section where it was just everything smashed, and maybe this could be pushed up into this card piece here. But I loved how they're trying to bring a weather app almost as a web app. I love the animations, the things where I actually, again, we looked at these sites several times. The first thing that I missed was this. The view advanced features list. I didn't know, I kept scrolling back up thinking these were the featured lists or the feature list, but it was really these that had a hover interaction where you can only view them when you hover. And I wish these were like kind of like tabs, Kole.
Yeah.
You know, so we could click into it. We can kind of, you know, investigate a little bit more, but we kind of have to stay hovered while we're there, and we can't really read the full thing.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I would have loved also to have just a little less text on this one section here. It's pretty text heavy, and I don't think that many people are going to go through and read all of that.
Yeah, so I really think where they were the strongest was here, where this was very minimal. It only had a couple elements. It had 3 cards, a nice large title, and then this little piece of text up here. And then it starts to get a little bit more overwhelming as we scroll, but even still, like, I love the thought and the concept of this. Do I think if we just minimized how much was put on the page, I think you definitely would have hit like an A+. So we have some of the the weather alerts, how they show up in the app or in the weather app. And I wish you had the typography that you chose for these first 2 sections. I really wish that it was continued all the way through, because it's really clean. And actually, at the top, I wanted to say, like, what is it? Could you guess this off the top of your head? I feel like this is,
I couldn't, not for certain.
We've lost the real ability to be real designers, guys. We can no longer be like, that is such and such. Oh, okay, so this is just the Wix display font. Okay, I knew it looked familiar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if we had just kept that all the way through, and this honestly still might have been the Wix display font, but if it was just one of the, we kind of have it doubled up here. And it's like a new style. So it starts to, there's like kind of different styles in each section. If we had just kept it consistent, where you've kept it consistent here, where we have this nice light font, very little text on the page, and we can kind of focus in on the cool things that you did here. We have a nice 3D model, and as we scroll down, we're learning about weather intelligence. We got another nice 3D model talking about what weather intelligence is. And you kind of start to simplify your sections as you come down further, which is awesome. Yeah, because this space was used really well.
Yeah, we're coming up on my favorite section, actually, the pricing. I think this has definitely got to be my favorite section. Now, I would have loved when we hover on that for the whole card to be visible, because, of course, a lot of that is still hidden. And I don't think there's a way to see all of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon. But yeah, I really liked that idea behind it. You hover on it and it kind of splits in two, and then there's a even further hover interaction. But just working out the kinks so we can actually see the whole card would have definitely made that section really strong.
Yeah, I was playing with this for a while
Yeah,
myself.
I was like,
I think
how do I
that's
get it to fully pop out? And I couldn't.
it. Could have just been like a layers thing. I wonder if that was the case.
Could be.
Yeah, and then as we scroll down, just showcasing that it's for desktop, it's tablet, and mobile. I think that was really awesome. Then the call to action to download the Weather Labs. So first of all, I love the concept that you were just trying to bring it in, or really create a landing page for this and showcase all of the features. I think it was a great concept. I think if you just simplified some of your sections, that would have really stepped up your not only the consistency portion, but just tied everything so much tighter.
Yeah.
But that does not take away Pragathi anything away, because this is an awesome submission.
Yeah, very well done.
Alrighty, let me switch screens here while I am pulling up our beginners. Give me a hot second. So because we have, and let me know in the chat if you guys, I know Maeve is here, and let me see. If you guys submitted in the beginners division, let me know if you guys are here, because I'm going to start with you guys since you actually showed up. So first off, we're going to do Maeve because I know she's here. And give me a quick second to pull this up. And again, the beginners division is for feedback. That is why we had it, because we got a nice good chunk of feedback from you guys. A lot of you all are trying to do the challenges not just for cash prizes, but you're trying to build your skill up and understand how to be a better designer. And so we wanted to incorporate that in the challenge as well. And again, if you are, if we cannot make it through all the beginners feedback, again, we have a event called Design and Chat that is at 1 p.m. EST every Wednesday. And it is obviously today. So if you guys are able to make that, and you have submitted some challenge work, and you want to get a little bit more in-depth feedback, and we're running out of time, just join that. I'll be there, and several other people as well, and we can get through your in-depth feedback. All right, let's go ahead back to my screen. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. And really quick, guys, I am going to try to fix something. For whatever reason, my chat here is fighting me, and I want to make sure, there we go, that we're able to get that. Apologize. All right, there we go. All right, so this is Mavis's submission. We have the software landing page. So this is futuristic software, the devices app. Okay, the future of social media is shaping up to be quite the spectacle, brimming with fresh channels, a thriving creator economy, and AI weaving its way through every nook of social media marketing. All right, inspired by the 6 degrees of separation theory, that is a big last name, created the 6 degrees, the world's first social media platform through 6 degrees itself, folded in 2001. It laid the foundation for digital landscape that would soon be taken over by social media platforms. All right, so let's see. Okay, a few decades back, at a time when the internet was finding its feet again, a visionary named Andrew laid the foundation of what we know now as social media. Okay, so Mavis, the first thing is, I know I'm really special at reading. First of all, I want to congratulate you on your not that I need help with reading, but I know how much work you put into structure, and it's been something that you've been really working hard on. And to let everybody know, Mavis is one of the most paying attention to detail person. She's joined our community just recently and has really been asking a lot of the right questions, really trying to figure out how to become a better designer, how to use AI in her work, and also how to functionally utilize a tool like Wix Studio to build the things that she's trying to pull out of her brain. The first thing I would really recommend after the awesome stuff that you've done, Mavis, is it's important to give context in that first section here. I love how you've used AI to kind of visualize some sort of social media and AI together, I would love to see what kind of what is the topic. Just like when you look at a book, there's a title, and in between the front cover and the back cover, there is basically the details of what that title was trying to describe. So if you can have in that first section here, which is called a hero section, basically the title of what it is that the reader is going to, what we can anticipate when we get to that next section of detail in your work. Because you have the detail here, and I also almost want to know a little bit more of, because I'm trying to figure out what exactly we're trying to learn in this section. I'm seeing 6 degrees of separation. I'm learning a little bit more about this guy named Andrew. And then there's a contact us section. I hope you enjoy our March submission 2025. If you have any questions, please fill out this application form. So I'm getting 2 things. I'm getting that we're learning about this guy that is, and I feel like you're trying to educate us about something in particular. And then you're saying at the end here, like, hey, this is basically our submission. Let us know how you feel about it in the application form. What I would love to see from you and for everybody else is, like, we grade based on concept, technical design, and basically just the functionality and animation. So how we can work here in terms of the UX of this is the hero section, title. What exactly is the context, the cover of the book? As we scroll down, what is within the meat of that book? What are we going to learn about? We're learning about futuristic software, devices and applications. So maybe I'm thinking this is like a history lesson in applications, and we're gonna, or maybe something related to Andrew, the history of Andrew Weinrich. But fundamentally, great job with your foundations, your blocks. Good job. I would definitely say, let's try to figure out how we can continue, and we'll talk about this in design and chat, how we can continue the blue and the color in these pieces. But great job with the foundations. We'll talk a little bit more about that in design and chat, because we got to move on to the next one. But great job.
Yeah, very well done, Maeve. I love the AI images that you used in there. They definitely added a lot more context to it. So yeah, really great job. Can't wait to see what you make next.
Agreed. All right, we're gonna shoot off 2 more of our beginner divisions, and I think we want to, because I have been spouting my mouth off, and we might we might get back to we might do the beginners divisions and put that in design and chat. We're doing something a little bit new today, guys, and I'm trying to fight time, so we'll figure out the best way to do this.
Yeah,
but I'm going to just do 2 more beginners division, just because we want to give them kudos, even though they are not here. I just want to make sure we got Mavis because she was here with us. Up next we have, this is Denisa, and this was a really nice piece in Figma. And Kole, do you want to talk about this one a little bit, because I know this was a good pick of yours for the beginners division?
Yeah, I'd love to. So Denisa, wonderful job here. I think that both me and Brandon feel that you absolutely could have participated in the regular division, not just the beginner division, because the interaction here is very well done. But what I would say is top tier is the idea, the concept behind it. It's very clear throughout the whole thing, and that's something that we don't see super often, right? Like, we land on this site, and throughout the whole thing, I know exactly what's going on. I land on that first header section, and it's very clear to me that we're obviously talking about grocery inventory or tracking your groceries in some capacity, and obviously it's going to be a software to do that. So very well done on this front. If I had to give feedback, my first piece of feedback would be compete in our regular challenge, because you absolutely are, you have the ability to do so. And then after that, I would say if you did want to come over to Figma and to Wix and try your hand at some more advanced animations of some sort, I do know that Figma can be difficult to sometimes create those advanced animations that you want. Then you should check out our Figma to Wix Studio event that we run every month, where we'll show you how to take a brilliant design like this, move it into Wix Studio in under 45 minutes, and then you can have a chance to win our top Wix Studio prize. But yeah, overall, very, very well done with the content in there. It's very clear what is going on as soon as I land on that. So going into future challenges, don't change that at all. Keep it nice and clear like it is. Yeah, really well done.
Well done, Denisa. All right, up
Oh,
next we have, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I know you're fighting time here, Brandon, but I'm gonna jump in and say one last thing before we go. Is at the top, it just says logo. There's tons of logo makers online, so try that out. Get us, something that resembles a logo other than just a placeholder, and that would be perfect. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, up next we have Adi. I apologize if that is not how you pronounce the name, but it's AADI. So this was another dashboard. This is credit score management software. And I think, one of the things that it's always hard to be like, the pros, cons. The first thing my brain goes to, I was like, I love the color scheme. I love how the dashboard was organized. Again, this is the beginner's division. What I would like to see is this kind of, just as we had the other version here where it was full screen, I would love to have seen this experience in full screen here. Excuse me. But, there seems to be, oh, okay, these are the other, I guess, versions and layouts that they had. But with this, Kole, I like that they kind of like gave this sort of presentation to us, but I really would have loved a full screen, and sort of like adding the interactions to this ID would, like, a little bit of hover, a little bit of if we hovered in this section, the gradient pops up. Like, you already have a good design aesthetic. Adding some of the interaction on top of it would really help you amazingly. And I think too, you would be able to, I don't think you semi-fit the beginner's division. Like, I'm glad that we're giving you feedback, but I definitely think you can test your hand in the regular division as well, just adding some of the complexity of animation. And I think maybe what some of the people who get caught in this is, like, they enter the challenge like 3 days out, 2 days out from the final really just decision or the submission date. But I really think if you took this, the design is great, scaled up to full screen and added some interactions, I feel like you could definitely contend in our regular division. Thoughts, Kole?
Yeah, Brandon, you're totally right. There's a lot of potential here for some great interactions and animations. And honestly, even in Figma, it would be pretty easy to implement. So yeah, we'd love to see a little more interaction, but the layout here, I think you've nailed really well. The color scheme, once again, that's hard to get right, Brandon, as we know, but you've nailed the color scheme. So yeah, just focusing on a little bit of interaction, and I think you'll work wonders there.
I agree. All right, let me take a peek. I think we can. Let's start to move to the top sites, and then we can go back to the beginners, guys. Because there's a lot to zone through and just take a peek at. And I feel like those who are in the beginner division, even though that we don't go full in on the feedback, what I think that you guys can get a huge take from those who are in the regular division that we have is you'll get an understanding of how strong of a concept that we're looking for, how that's tied into design technically, and how to execute some of the functionality and animation things that we're looking for as well. And also the biggest thing here is that a lot of the people who compete in the challenge, they are not only pushing themselves to skill up, but they're always trying new things. That's what our challenge is about. And I think every time we see some of our winners or those who are in the top charts, it really inspires, and I see this, it inspires the next challenge and those who submit to be that much stronger. So let's go ahead and look at some of the top sites. First off, I want to say this was really hard. Like, for example, I know Hampus is in the chat with us. Hampus, we love you, man. We were trying to figure out a place to put you. I just want to say that you were contending for the top Wix site, okay? But we had to place you. This is one of the things that me and not just one of the things, one of the things that me and Kole were fighting about. But Hampus, you did an amazing piece, and let me just pull it up here. But with how much time in how much time with the placements that we had, it was just difficult. So I'll explain. Yeah, go ahead.
I think we should clarify, Hampus. You won the third place before we get into.
I was getting there.
So.
I was getting
okay.
there.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it's good to set context. Kole knows I talk to myself in my head and never say the topic that I'm talking about. So, with that being said, Hampus, we have you in third place, and I'll explain why as we move through. But I have to say, the things that I thought were extremely strong here was, number one, the branding, the typography, and honestly, this is a site that could literally exist, man. I know that yourself. I know that you put a lot of work and effort into this. Literally, as I said, you were contending for the 1500, and it was a 2-day process for me and Kole to be like, Kole was like, this person. I was like, no, Hampus. And it just really went down to the complexity of things. But from the concept connector, we turn complex data into clear insights with AI-driven aesthetic. Great brand name, quick and easy and digestible understanding. We have the ratings here. I love whatever's going on in the back end here with this hover effect. This is awesome. The rotating colors as well. We have this let's talk and menu interaction. Hampus, yeah, we are in the top 3, guys. Ursak, what's going on? Yeah, we are talking top 3 now. So, Hampus has the free plan, the pro plan, the enterprise plan, and I love this little caterpillar hover thing that my mouse is following. I think this is brilliant. Out of curiosity, since you're in the chat, Hampus, how did you do this? Was this a CSS thing? What was happening?
I think it is CSS, but we'll let Hampus answer.
Hampus, let us know what's up. And also, hi, Jat, and howdy doodle. We have another newcomer in the live chat. Good to see you guys. So, data-driven future and readiness. I love this little U thing.
That's fine.
And this piece was awesome. The automation workflows, predict trends, unlock insights, scale smarter, and I love how each one of the lines goes in different directions.
Yeah. No, that was good attention to detail there.
And if you guys can notice, this is, going back to one of the honorable mentions that we were talking about before, and just the simplicity and the use of space. Text on the left, one singular image on the right, and very little text. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines, large text, easy to read. Has a nice little animation that also helps us scan the text really easily.
Hampus is telling us that it was just a regular Wix animation, multiple containers is what he's saying. Don't fully understand how he managed to pull that off still, but crazy. Very well done, Hampus.
Hampus is genius, man.
Yes,
He didn't want to. Hampus also, by the way, guys, Hampus is basically like our mascot. He's essentially our Steve Jobs. I'm very sure he's wearing a turtleneck at this very moment. I'm very interested to see if it's a beige one or a black one today in design and chat. It's probably a red one today, but he's a man of simplicity, and we can see like this is very. I love this. We have great photography on the left. We have interactivity in this button, and as we hover over this, we get a nice little white section, and all the text animates as that white little block comes through, which is awesome. Yeah, so it's great photography, great use of space. One section is used for one thing at a time.
And I think this is kind of like it's like reminding me of Zapier, you know that tool, Brandon?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what he was going for here. pretty sure.
It's like this could be a launch ready site. That's why this is what made it super hard when we start going to the top Wix site. The top Wix site you guys will see when we get there, but Hampus is like, you could launch this, you can sell this to a what's it call it? A company for sure. This could have been made for a company. And I love this whole section that Hampus was working on last week. Smarter decisions with better data. That's a great piece. Try connector for free. Great call to action at the end. One whole message at the very end. Email. And how did I miss this piece last?
Oh, you
I didn't
didn't
get
see
this.
that?
No.
That's
All I got
I
was the lines.
I think that is also Unicorn Studio, if I'm not mistaken.
Is this Unicorn Studio? You know what? I probably was just scrolling. I think that's what it was. But is
I'm not
this
certain. You'll have to ask him.
yes, Hampus. What is the green stuffs? Yeah, because
Also,
this was like a yeah. Go ahead.
Hampus is wearing a brown turtleneck today, is what he says in the chat.
Very nice. I love it, Hampus. Keep it consistent, man. No, this was really strong. I was really fighting for the top Wix Studio site on this, but the complexity of the top Wix Studio piece, we have to give it to him. So, all right, congratulations, Hampus. It was a beautiful, delicious piece. Excelente, my friend.
Very good.
On top of that, if you guys are not familiar, all of our top prize winners get a digital trophy. I know, ignore Maraiski on this trophy, but each and one of our first, second, third place and top Wix Studio winners get a digital trophy that they can use to post on social media along with their submission. They can tag Newform if you guys are posting on LinkedIn, or you guys can tag Daily Web Designs on Instagram, and we will share your post as well as your amazing design work on Instagram. So, just a quick little tidbit there just in case. So, congratulations, Hampus, on your third place. Let's give him a little digital round of applause. Very nice, sir.
Very well done.
All right. So, up next, we have DivJack for second place. Let me go ahead and pull this up really quick. And I'm going to have to refresh this. Give me a quick second. So, this, man, the intro animation is super strong. I love the glow. I love everything about this. And Kole, I'm actually gonna let you, because there's. Do you want this one or do you want the next one?
I want this one.
Okay, you want this one?
Yeah,
all right, go ahead.
You do the next one. This was, I gotta say, when we came up with, or when you guys voted on software design, this is kind of what I was picturing almost exactly, right? Some really futuristic, great, like charts and graphs and cards. Lovely. I love it. Yeah, we can keep going down. Now, I gotta say the branding on this is really strong. The logo mark in particular is really nice. And the concept behind it is really interesting. It's about wind turbines and green energy, which isn't something that I originally kind of thought people were going to go for, but they did an excellent job on the execution of this. All of the graphics are very well done. Like I said, the charts, beautiful. And yeah, I mean, I can't say too much. It really speaks for itself here. But yeah, we can keep scrolling down here. I think they're taking us through their kind of through how Alpha Core Next Gen works, the prototyping, the engineers, and then yeah, it takes us through the features. This is really giving me vibes of like a professional enterprise grade landing page, like Linear, if you're familiar. GitHub is kind of similar to this as well. Really, really well done. Simple messaging and just the visuals just blow me away. I'd be really interested to see if they made them in Figma mostly, or was it some AI? I don't know, but yeah, really, really well put together. Brandon, anything to add?
Yeah, I think the strongest piece, I again, the branding and just the this simplicity, just like what we said with Hampus, and as you guys will see, the strengths of our top Wix Studio, or excuse me, our top placements here are strong concept, design principles well used, whether it's space, really well created assets, and consistency in those things. And as you can see in here, just like there is the consistent typography, the consistent use of typography, consistent not only just spacing, but how each header is represented. There is a like a little, I forget, we call these eyebrows, but there's an eyebrow, there's a heading, and there's a little bit of a paragraph, and we see those and the use of the logo consistently throughout each part of the site. All the assets. This was one of the funky parts of the site. I wonder if this is a spline site or part of the site where my mouse kind of kept getting lost in the sauce, but it wasn't anything too big of a funky thing. It's just when I wanted to touch the turbine with my mouse and I just couldn't. So it was something that bothered me a little bit. But yeah, everything is consistent. As Kole mentioned, I love this little radial piece.
Yeah, I mean, the messaging in here is really well put together. The sections, like this section in particular, is very simple, but it's like you go to a professional software landing page and they'll have something that looks very similar to what he's got here. So yeah, definitely deserves to be on our podium for sure.
Yeah. And guys, a little bit of detail when I say concept is imagine going to an actual product site or a actual history site or something where you're going to learn and take something from on the web. That's kind of what we're getting you guys to try to do. So we're being very loose about the theme that we give, and it's up to you guys to really build the concept or rehash a concept that already exists. So you can be like, okay, what I'm going to build is around something software related, but it's going to be around something I make up, or I'm going to repackage a product that already exists. But the concept is that my landing page or my website is going to be about blank. And then basically you build the rest of the site around that. What is it about? How does it work? How do we contact you? Things like that.
Yeah, I will say, if we're being picky here, it's a little long. There's a lot of sections on this website. They're all very well put together, but I think that if we're really kind of trying to hang out with the pros here, as Nanand is, shortening it up a little bit would definitely benefit you, I think. I mean, we're being very nitpicky at this point, but it is quite a long landing page, I would say.
Yeah. And again, when we're in these top 3 sort of scenarios, literally we're talking about like centimeters, maybe a couple centimeters difference in terms of what puts them in different seats. So for example, Hampus's site, super tight. What we have different here is a little bit of the complexity in the asset choices. So Hampus had a nice, like you could ship that tomorrow. This could also be shipped. There's a few things that might need to be cleaned up, but the complexity of like, we have some 3D in there. We have some pretty complex assets and uses of the site that maybe weren't in Hampus's, even though Hampus is like a solid site. And so sometimes, and this is kind of what you'll see when we get to the first place in the top Wix site, complexity and simplicity really fight each other. Sometimes like Hampus's site literally could be launched and fly with flying colors. This is a great site, but there might be a couple tweaks, but the complexity of the site kind of brings it up a little bit more. So it's kind of difficult to kind of grade there. So again, beautiful. Just trying to explain to you guys like all the thoughts that have to go into this, because they're literally, we're trying to place you guys, but this is a beautiful job. And I just want to give a round of applause to Dev Jack for second place winning.
It was very well done. I loved the website. That was great.
And Cell in the chat is asking, is it responsive for our challenges? Just because there's not a lot of time and we want you guys to make something as complex as possible. The people in our challenge totally could make these responsive, but because with the limited time, we simply just want you guys to make these for desktop. So we actually didn't check if they are responsive, because that's not what we're checking for. We literally have a very set criteria, and we're trying to get you guys to design well under pressure for a very specific viewpoint, which is desktop. So this very well could be responsive. We just haven't checked it. All right. And for our next place, we have, for first place, put your hands together. We have in first place, and is always fighting everybody in our ranks, we have Sohail. Very nice, sir. I'm gonna have to full screen this one. I apologize for not full screening the other one, but we're gonna need to. First off, Gabriel, thank you so much for the love of my new t-shirt. The tie and all that stuff gets really hot to wear, especially as things get hotter. So I'm trying to, stay cool. But let me go ahead and refresh this so we can see the intro animation. And as you guys can see, optimized for 1920 by 1080 at 100% scale. Zoom out to 80%. If it looks too big, let me see. I think it looks fine for me.
Blame the lazy designer on the end. That's brilliant.
Wait, hold on. Wait, where?
Wait, you didn't see it?
It did blame the lazy designer.
Blame the lazy designer.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't read this last piece. But I think we're, honestly, I liked it where we were at 100%. But let's see how this looks. But first of all, Sohail, if you guys are not familiar, I feel like Sohail just started to build his designs in the web format. Before, he was killing things in Figma, and now he's just decided to kick everybody's butt in web format now. Yeah. So first off, and this site is really smooth. I love the horizontal scrolling text and how it goes translucent here in the center. We have this nice little gradient piece here, awarded for innovation and excellence. Upvote now. Basically, we're looking at OS engineered for, built for space. Interesting. OS engineered for space, because a blue screen of death shouldn't be an actual death. So try it now. I love this little animation. It's kind of got a little glitch to it. It's perfect. All right, as we scroll down, smooth scrolling, we got that nice little, and we have kind of it's not scroll jacking, but it's scroll controlled animation here, which is awesome.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. I bet I've been wrong a couple times today, but I bet that was made in Spline, but I could be wrong.
Even this thing, the scroll animation,
particularly the scroll animation, I think so.
Interesting. They're really leveling up over there. And even this little string is scroll animated too, which is awesome. And you can go backwards and forwards, really well done. We have a nice little video here. I do think the resolution of the video could have been hiked up. It's the only thing that I have a little bit of thoughts behind, but I love how featured innovation, we have highlighted features. I love how smooth this section is. And Sohail always does these circles. Me and Kole were talking about this earlier. He always has these awesome icons, and it describes what each section, what each feature is. Real-time data synchronization as we scroll, booting interface and terminal UI, 2.5D user interface. But it's just very clear. In each scroll, we get a moving number here, and just an associated and better quality video on the left, which is awesome. Dynamic hub for space, our mission. I love how we have that kind of display of that dashboard kind of expands into view. We have the brands that use the platform. Got the status online. If NASA and Stark Industries had a secret OS project, well, you get the idea, and I love it.
Yeah,
and I love how that's go ahead.
The quality of the assets is just off the charts. I don't know how he pulled all that off. where you got all that from.
Yeah, honestly, Sohail kind of like I'm sure he's a busy individual with how great his work is. But he somehow just comes in every month with some fire, additional firework. So this is beautiful. And I'm seeing some of the.
Wait, did you say something,
Oh,
Brandon?
sorry, my bad. I thought I heard you. I accidentally played one of our old videos in my
Oh,
ear, and I was like, "What's going on there?" Sorry, guys. But in the live chat on Instagram, if you guys are wanting to join this YouTube live stream, just comment YouTube and we'll give you an automatic DM so you can join us on YouTube. But yeah, Sohail, beautiful job. You kick tail every time. And if you guys want to check out the link for this, if you go to newform.community, let me see if I can pull it up here.
and Sohail has just entered the chat, Brandon. He was busy playing Valorant.
Welcome, Sohail. Congratulations on your first place, my friend. If you guys are interested in checking out all the submissions, if you go to our newform.community/challenge page, or you can just click this in the menu here. If you go to, you scroll down to current challenge or current submissions, you go here, you can see all of the submissions for this month's challenge, and you can load more obviously here. We've got some really cool ones. Melissa Wells actually did another one. This was also in our beginners division. It was really cool. Again, we we hit time constraints and we can't show all the stuff. But again, if you guys want feedback on your work, because that's what is a huge part of this, please, 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 we have an event at 1 p.m. EST today, which is an hour after this event ends. Please come. We will give you in-depth feedback. We can actually talk back and forth. It's not just you looking at the screen. We want to give you guys feedback on what it is that you have produced. So back to our top Wix Studio winner. Let me go ahead and pull this up really quick. And Kole, anything to say while I get this set up?
Not in particular. Yeah, very well done.
It's like I'm
Sohail.
quiet right now.
Yeah.
All right.
That was very well done. Next up is Sonia. Yes, she's participated in a couple of our previous challenges, right?
She has.
Yeah.
What's we call it? It has been a hot minute since we've seen Sonia. I think Sonia got into a pretty serious accident a couple of weeks ago, if not a month ago, maybe 2. So it's really awesome to know that she's feeling a little bit better to get back into really our challenges. So I'm happy to hear that and see really what she's been able to produce. So this is what made it super hard for this challenge. So again, if you guys do not recall, top Wix Studio site winner is the big challenge prize. It's the 1500 cash prize that honestly Sonia and Hampus were really fighting back and forth for with this one. Again, for this one, why we decided is just the complexity piece. Both Hampus and Sonia did a great job producing real live things from having really essentially the concept was great. Sonia has something create something stunning in the next gen 3D basically 3D visual tool, and we get to learn about this awesome software, whereas Hampus, again, we got to learn about his awesome tool that he was describing in his project and the team behind it. So let's just go ahead and get some scrolling. So create something stunning next gen 3D visual tool. Our intuitive browser-based platform lets you design, animate, and render high-quality visuals in minutes. Again, I think this actually might have all been done in Wix Studio. I believe that this little mouse thing was just integrated into Wix Studio, like a WebGL sort of animation thing here, but I could be wrong. And as we scroll down, we get to, she's basically showcasing maybe some of the assets that were created in this tool. So we have some icons and a asset in the center here, a little bit of a glass flower. And so Orlay is the next gen 3D design tool that puts the power of AI assisted modeling, animation, and rendering at your fingertips. Whether you're a designer, marketer, or developer, bring your ideas to life faster than ever without any coding or technical expertise. Again, love this piece. We have the hero talking about what it is that we're dealing with. I wish some other words were in there as well, because it seems like it's more than 3D visuals. We get a little bit more detail here. We get some of the features as we scroll down as the cards animate in.
Yeah.
We have AI assisted 3D modeling, real-time motion animation, browser-based no installs.
And I love that as we scroll through this, you'll see that there's a lot of 3D assets and they're all very cohesive. They all look like they're like built together essentially. So yeah, it's got that kind of like that shiny pinkish glow, not glow, but tint to it. And I really like it. Very, very cohesive website.
I agree. And the same thing with everything. We talked about the concept. It was strong. We know from the get-go what we're dealing with. As we scroll down, we're getting the details, the inner pages of the book. And let me see.
And if we go down a little bit more, we'll actually see that she's made, I think she's designed this whole dashboard to show us the interface of the 3D designer that Orlay, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah. And really quick, I'm seeing in the chat, we have Person Alvict. What's going on, my friend? So yes, we did see your music production piece, which is absolutely awesome, by the way. Great job. For feedback, because we are close on time, we have about like 3 minutes here. We're going to go a little bit over to explain a little bit more about the what's happening next after this challenge. But if you want feedback for your project, we have an event at 1 p.m. EST, which is an hour after this live stream ends, where you can actually get feedback in depth, where we can actually do one-on-one back and forth. You can ask questions, I can answer, and it's not just you texting on a screen. So it's been a challenge getting everything in this one live stream. So we have that event design and chat in our Discord for that. So hopefully you got an email about it. If not, double check, but everything will be in our Discord at 1 p.m. EST. And that's for everybody else who submitted and wants a little bit more deeper feedback. So we have Smarter, Faster, Limitless. Again, assets were awesome. I love the showcasing of the actual canvas. Having the 3D in there, what would it actually look like?
Yeah.
And again, this is just making it look real. Sorry to step on your tongue.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I think that's where we can see the whole editor. That's probably my favorite section altogether. That was really thoughtful and yeah, well put together.
Agreed. The one thing I wish we got to, whatchamacallit? Again, just another look at what the editor might look like. So it's making what her concept is, it's making it more real. And honestly, what is being shown here is just a recording of Spline.
Yeah,
I think that's literally what we're seeing. So all with this stuff, how I would like you guys to think about this in the future is how can you, because all of this is for educational purposes. You're not stealing stuff, and again, we're not stealing things. How can you take what is in your mind and make it real on a website? How can you turn the thing that you have in your mind or recreate something that already exists and make people feel that through your website, they're seeing something that is actually existing? And that will prove, excuse me, my food timer, that will prove and showcase your skill as a designer, because you're putting things, ideas together, concepts, assets together in one place to showcase to somebody to see if you can get them to believe what it is you're putting in front of them is real. That is the skill set of a designer. So I know we're running out of time, but again, this project Orlay and all the other first, second, third place pieces, from concept, from technical to design, from function and animation, beautiful pieces. And I highly recommend, if you guys want to take a peek at all of the submissions yourself, please go to newform.community. Again, links in the description if you are watching here on YouTube. If you want to get the links and all that stuff, if you're on Instagram, comment YouTube, you'll get a link, and all of the links are in the description for our community, all that stuff. Yep. So last thing, congratulations to all of you guys. We will be in touch for you guys to get your cash prize. So again, top Wix Studio winner is Sonia. They get $1,500. We have in first place, we have Sohail, which is $250. We have DivJack, who is in second place, who gets $150. And in third place, we have Hampus, our lovely Steve Jobs, in third for $50. So we'll go ahead and DM you guys in Discord. If we can't get in touch with you, we'll go ahead and email you. And for everybody else who submitted in the beginners division, please come and try to join us in our design and chat later today. If you guys can't make it, what I'm going to attempt to do is put a little bit of a video together that is unlisted and try to go through all of your guys' projects and give you guys direct feedback. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for coming, whether you guys are watching on Instagram and or YouTube. And hopefully I see you guys in our Discord in about an hour. And last thing, Kole, our challenge for next month.
Yes, thank you. I just about forgot about that. Our challenge for next month will be the 7 wonders of the world. So designing a website that is based all around the 7 wonders of the world. Now, we don't really care. It could be the 7 ancient wonders, the 7 natural wonders, or maybe it's 8 natural wonders. I don't know. Or the 7 recent 7 recent wonders of the world. Doesn't matter. We just want to see some cool designs. Really great opportunity for some AI in there. So yeah, we'll be posting everything very shortly for you guys to check that all out and make some really cool stuff. I'm excited.
Awesome. And last thing, guys, if you were not privy, we have every Friday we are choosing showcase designs from our Newform community site. If you guys go to newform.community, we are taking submissions from all you guys who are creating some of the coolest stuff on the web. And every Friday we take a look at our submissions and post on our daily web designs, an awesome design once a week for those who are submitting on our Newform website. So if you guys want your work showcased on Daily Web Designs, on every Friday, showcase your work, submit it to us, and we will choose the lucky designer every Friday. Hopefully it's you, but we have over, we've gotten a lot of submissions, so hopefully you'll be the next one. All right, guys, we will see you in the next one, and hopefully we'll see you in an hour. Peace.
All right, see ya.
Bye.